quick video today. I wanted to talk about trading or trading up your sports cards or your TCG cards, trading them at a show or trading on Discord or online, or secrets of trading and sort of your framework and mindset of trading. If you're trying to trade up into a bigger card, odds are you're going to have to give up more cards if you're doing a cash and trade deal. And the reason why I say that is because you're not having an equal comp when you're doing trades usually. Usually if you're trading up into a bigger card, the person's going to want a little more cards because they're going to have to then work and they're going to have to take their time to sell off those cards to sort of reach back and hopefully get what their big card was worth that they traded to you. But I'll tell you, one of the big secrets that I think in trading is, always put cash into a trade. And I'll tell you this, when you're talking cash, I think the first question you should always ask somebody when you're trying to trade is to ask them, how much do they have into that card? Now, they don't have to tell you, or they can give you some type of response that's, not helpful. But I generally ask everybody, how much do you have in your card? Are you willing to share that? If you can start that baseline right there with them, I think that makes the trade a little bit easier. Second thing is, if you can put cash on the table and show them that you're serious about doing a trade, power to you. That's the way to go. I think another trade secret to think about is to give them a little more cards than even what you initially put out. So let's say you have stack of 20 cards plus cash that you want to trade into this big card for. Maybe you have 5 other cards in your back pocket. You're like, hey, you know what? I'm going to throw these cards in as well at the very end to help ease it. So those back cards, back pocket cards, I think is always a neat little technique to use during a trade. I would say also a big little secret in trading as a whole is to think about what you can do in terms of down the road future with somebody. Get their contact information. Say, hey, look, we do this trade. This is not going to be the only trade that we do. I would like to trade with you in the future. So, prolong the trading relationship. I've done that many times with many folks. Is you establish that, hey, this isn't going to be the only time we trade, or that I'm going to give you more in a trade than you want. I think there's a lot of different ways you can get into cards, and trading as a whole is really important, especially when you're trying to trade up. Trade down's a lot easier because you're just trying to get a lot of liquid cards and get out of your big card, and that puts you in a power position. But when you're trading up, I think it's good to give them more than what they're thinking about, and give them the better deal. But in the long run, if you're getting a huge card, you should ultimately have the better deal. And the 50 cards or 25 cards or whatever it is that you're putting into that big card, that it's going to pay off down the road. And I think that's another big key. I would also say, too, is start out with a smaller trade with somebody. Do like a $50 trade or a $25 trade with somebody. And then establish how they're going to, feel out how they're going to do the trade, and then go for the bigger trade up card or trade in bulk with them as well. So I think there's a lot of ways to Rubik's Cube a trade, and those are just some of my thoughts. I'd be interested to hear what your thoughts are on trading.